Hi folks, I'm David from Terrain-Tronics. I make tools to help make your dioramas, tabletop terrain and book nooks more interactive and immersive. All my projects are named after castles in Wales, which is why they have all these open vowels and all these funny sounds and phlegm. A while ago, I worked with John at Tabletop Witchcraft on high power lighting effects for clouds. This needed high power 1 watt LEDs to be driven with a random flashing signal from a microcontroller. I solved the problem in a pretty hacky way and quickly did a new design to make things a little bit more elegant. You know, the Cilgerran Castle board is an add-on to the popular Arduino compatible Wemos D1 Mini. It was originally intended to drive a bunch of these high power LEDs. These are blindingly bright and use over 50 times more power than your common 3mm standard LEDs. Driving small LEDs is quite simple. In fact, you can use a Cilgerran Castle or a Harlech Castle to drive them. But as we move to long LED strips and the 1 watt and 3 watt star LEDs, driving them from smart sources like a Wemos D1 compatible becomes harder and harder as the boards and the microcontrollers pins aren't powerful enough to drive the high current. With 8 potential control signals coming from a Wemos D1 Mini, it gets to act like a brain. 6 of them were given transistors to boost their outputs, and 2 of them have been set up to drive a DC motor in both directions. All the output pins are also protected from short circuits, so if you slip when you're wiring or something moves when you're traveling, it's not going to destroy the rest of your terrain build. This setup can be used without connecting to your Wi-Fi to do lighting patterns like lightning and so on, but where the magic really takes off is when you connect it to your Wi-Fi. Once the board is connected to your Wi-Fi, you either open it like a website from your phone or computer, then switch on each output easily, or you can use an iPhone, an iPad or PC app to treat the lighting on your terrain just like stage lights. Now, for example, I've taken this cottage that I built previously for a convention I was attending. When I built it, I put in a 4-channel Cilgerran Castle board. I didn't want to rip out all the wiring for that, so instead of rewiring all the LEDs to the Cilgerran board, what I did was use the Cilgerran board to power the Cilgerran Castle. And so now that Cilgerran Castle can be switched on and off over Wi-Fi. That's now controllable from my phone or my laptop along with the other lights on the table. I can now switch from a daytime scene to a nighttime scene using an app on my iPhone, and both the DMX stage lights I have as well as the terrain respond accordingly. This board comes fully assembled from Terrain-Tronics. The only additional step you'll need to do is to solder the pin headers that connect down to the D1 Mini as well as the output connector. Most Terrain-Tronics boards allow you to hook up LEDs directly without little resistors and so on. However, because of the range of LEDs and other boards that the Cilgerran board can drive is much broader, you'll always need to make sure that you have some way of limiting the power on that output. For 1 watt star LEDs, look for ones with an integrated resistor. They look like this. This little black rectangle is a resistor that limits the amount of power that will flow to the LED. Now, the Cilgerran Castle board already limits the current to its outputs. In the house example you saw, all I have to do is switch power to that Cilgerran on and off. Now, more details about the Cilgerran Castle board can be found in the GitHub pages for that device. The link is right down below in the comments. And in the meantime, don't forget to like and subscribe. I've got a lot of content coming soon for these boards. Stick with us, and I look forward to seeing you guys soon.